Chapter 13, 99, Selling Your Beasts. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. What? 1,000 transformations. Ancestor heard this and became furious. Even though he had many wives and concubines, among them he doted on his third concubine, Fairy Quibo, the most. Who did not know that in Western Desert's Goo Immortal world? Now that Fairy Quibo was in trouble, if it was intentional, then these Goo Immortal culprits were simply looking down on 1,000 transformations ancestor. There were two possibilities. The first was that the attacking Goo Immortal had a strong background, similar to that of a rank 8 great expert. They were not afraid of 1,000 transformations ancestor. The other possibility was that the inheritance of Western Desert Zombie Alliance's branch was too alluring. The value was tremendous. Greed led to killing intent, and they took that risk at the spur of the moment. I'll repress it. Sure, 1,000 transformations. Ancestor breathed in deeply, holding down his anger for now. He could not go out in this situation. There were still meat lumps growing on his body, continuing to produce year beasts. He needed to heal himself. If he left now and met any rank 8s, his weakness would be exposed. I occupy Myriad Statue Desert. Everyone knows I obtain Reckless Savage's true inheritance. If my weak state is exposed, everyone will want to attack me. I need to lay low for now. I'll let Hong Yun one deal with it. Thinking of this, 1,000 transformations. Ancestor transmitted outside. Hong Yun, set off now. Find Quibo and save her. The female immortal outside said in fear, Lord Husband, I have low battle strength. My safety is secondary, but if I fail to achieve your objective, that will be worse. No worries, I will lend you a rank 8 immortal goo along with my will and immortal essence. Don't worry and go. 1,000 transformations, Ancestor said as a slit opened in the door. A lump of will carrying a rank 8 immortal goo as well as some immortal essence flew out. The female immortal, Hong Yun, was overjoyed. She bowed 3 times. This concubine understands. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor asked Hong Yun to leave as his thoughts went back to his problem. Even though he loved Fairy Quibo, the bigger concern was himself. There were more and more year beasts in this palace. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor frowned deeply. These year beasts are either desolate beasts or ancient desolate beasts. But they are filled with heaven's will and are my enemies. I cannot use them. Rather than killing them for immortal materials, I might as well sell them inside Treasure Yellow Heaven. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor had no other choice. This myriad tribulation expended almost all of his foundation. His immortal aperture was a mess now, and so was his body. His battle strength was lower than before he went through the myriad tribulation. And the most infuriating thing was, even though he passed the myriad tribulation, he had lost Dao marks instead of gaining them. Goo Immortal cultivation is truly increasingly difficult. Even though I had Reckless Savage's true inheritance, I still faced such great danger during the myriad tribulation. No wonder there are only 10 rank 9 Goo Immortals throughout the long history of humanity. Sigh. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor sighed deeply as he stuffed a desolate level year beast into his immortal aperture. Using the immortal aperture, he sent this year beast into Treasure Yellow Heaven. Any item, when placed into Treasure Yellow Heaven, would emit treasure light. Although 1,000 transformations. Ancestor's desolate level year beast was not a genuine one, being formed from his flesh and created from heaven's will and time path Dao marks. After entering Treasure Yellow Heaven, it emitted an incredibly large treasure light. This treasure light attracted the attention of many Goo Immortals. Some were Goo Immortal wills, while others were the divine senses of Goo Immortals undergoing transaction. How are you selling this year beast? Soon Goo Immortals approached him. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor smiled and replied, No hurry, no hurry. Soon after, he stuffed a portion of the year beasts into Treasure Yellow Heaven again. Year beasts were rare in the first place, especially when they lived inside the River of Time. Be it the 5 regions or the 2 heavens, they were rarely seen. Entering the river of time was far harder than entering black heaven and white heaven. Only Time Path rank 8 great experts could enter freely. Right now, 1,000 transformations. Ancestor wanted to sell so many year beasts. And they were not ordinary beasts. They were all desolate beasts or ancient desolate beasts. Treasure Yellow Heaven went into a commotion. There is a goo immortal selling large numbers of year beasts suddenly. Go take a look. These year beasts have such high quality, it is astounding. It is hard to imagine that someone raised so many year beasts. This person must be a Time Path great expert. The goo immortals conversed and guessed. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor was rather satisfied. He created such a commotion and watched as it spread. Soon, more and more goo immortals will pay attention to this. These year beasts are pure and natural. I have not used any enslavement methods on them from the start. You can see for yourselves. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor explained. The goo immortals took a look and found that it was true. They quickly asked for the price. No rush, no rush. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor stalled. No, he was waiting. These year beasts were not true wild beasts. They were flesh of his body, formed from the might of the myriad tribulation. There were differences between them and natural year beasts. Normal year beasts could be enslaved, but these year beasts filled with heaven's will could not. Even if anyone could do it, they would have to be incredible experts, having extraordinary methods. Thus, 1,000 transformations. Ancestor needed to sell them all in the shortest time possible. This could not be a sustained trade. As time passes, everyone would find out this problem and announce it. His business will suffer greatly. Hopefully, one buyer offers a high price and buy all these year beasts, 1,000 transformations. Ancestor was thinking about the best-case scenario. He wanted to sell it to those super forces or rank 8 goo immortals. More and more year beasts were put up in Treasure Yellow Heaven by 1,000 transformations. Ancestor. The goo immortals were gasping, thinking that this was a huge trade. For the last 50,000 years, this was an extremely large number of year beasts sold. Seeing that more people were coming, 1,000 transformations. Ancestor announced, I don't like trouble. Whoever buys more, I will sell to them first. For the price, I will sell according to the treasure light of each year beast. This is a fair and impartial trade. Once he said that, the secluded cultivators and lone cultivators begrudged. But some emerged to ask about the transaction and price. They were either rank 8 great experts or representatives of superforces. 1,000 transformations. Ancestor negotiated with these people closely. His mind went back to a calm state. At this rate of sales, after he sells all the year beasts, he would earn quite a bit. He might even be able to recoup his losses. Feng Zhuge was flying in the sky. It was a clear sky with no clouds anywhere. Looking down, he saw that sand dunes were moving around, flowing slowly. What made Feng Zhu get comfortable was that this desert was not void of life. There was vegetation in it. Some were cactus pointers, some were arrow shrubs, and some were white teeth flowers, bringing some life to the desert. These were all common vegetation in Western Desert. The cactus pointer was very much like a cactus. There were pin-like leaves on it. The cactus pointer had the shape of a human hand. Some were clenched, while others were pointing their index fingers. Some were curling their pinky or raising their middle fingers. They pointed in all directions. Arrow shrubs were the most common shrub in Western Desert. They had long and thick branches. They were about 10 feet tall, while some could reach 30 feet, even taller than houses. Under the arrow shrubs were some sandworms and even wild goo. As for white teeth flowers, they were like sunflowers at the size of a face, looking at the sun to absorb sunlight. Around the flowers there were orange-yellow petals, and at the center of the flower there were rows of white teeth, lined together in a packed fashion. Under the light of the sun, they shined with a milky luster. This was the special scenery of Western Desert. Feng Zhuge enjoyed it very much. His main attention was ahead of him. I am close. Feng Wan and the rest are nearby. Feng Zhuge started to descend. Soon he went down and landed on the hot desert surface. He flew down rapidly, but from start to finish, there was no commotion, no wind had formed at all. Feng Zhuge looked around. A brilliant light flashed in his eyes. He had a discovery. There is an illusion formation here. This illusion formation could not be destroyed, even though it was a mortal formation. Destroying it would alert them. Feng Zhuge thought about it. He found that this illusion formation did not isolate the air of the inside and outside. A gust of wind blew. Feng Zhuge stretched out his arm and squeezed. He actually grabbed the wind with his hand. Next, an immortal killer move was secretly activated in his hand. The aura was completely concealed. Finally, Feng Zhuge opened his hand as the wind in his grasp was placed towards his chest. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Next, wind moved around his entire body. It was no different from the earlier natural breeze. Under the force of this wind, he moved quickly and went past the illusion formation, getting to the core of the goo formation. His field of vision changed. A huge sand whirlpool took over Feng Zhuge's sight. Loud crashing noises could be heard around his ears. Feng Zhuge felt like he was in the middle of a waterfall. The rising smoke felt like the water vapor of the waterfall. The entire sand whirlpool was huge and grand. Feng Zhuge looked around. He did not discover Fang Yuan and the rest. He directed his gaze toward the center of the sand whirlpool. There was a deep, dark hole there. After investigating it, Feng Zhuge did not hesitate. He jumped into the hole. The hole was formed from spiraling sand. Feng Zhuge flew downward alone. The tunnel was quite big for one person. Deep into the sand hole, Feng Zhuge soon found himself in darkness. Feng Zhuge could not see anything, but it did not matter. His investigative methods were not few. They were very useful. This darkness could not stop him. Time path aura. Feng Zhuge's heart jumped. He knew he was at the right place. This could be a tributary of the River of Time. If Fang Yuan followed the tributary of the River of Time, he could enter the River of Time and find Red Lotus true inheritance.